Hi guys, I'm just doing something again now, starting this off. I'm trying now to get this, so it's a bit too big. This is change of the day, okay? It's something that I really don't want to keep going forward with, but no one is giving me any feedback, so I don't really know what you want to see. According to the day, it's just the change I get, and I come home, sit here and video it all. But it was all originally set up for the two videos that I did yesterday. I've started this year like I did last year, so that we can go through it again bit by bit, so you can understand what's going on. Because I know it's quite daunting going through a playlist as such. I haven't set any playlists up, but I've got something like, for last year, 300 and odd videos. So, right, this is a 2p piece. The wording there is D-I-E-N. I think it's Dien, because it's Latin, and I don't know Latin. I don't know the Queen's English, let alone Latin. And that's ick. It's something to do with the Prince Charles, if I remember rightly. It's on these are the Welsh feathers, if I remember rightly. Anyway, this is the 2p version, not the new pence. So I'll tell you now, the year is 2004. The beading's pretty good, as you can see. I'm sorry, while I'm waving this around, the camera goes into autofocus. I tell you, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's in fair condition. It's not brilliant. It's shiny-ish. It's not gone right off like copper does. So there's your obverse side, the Queen's head, looking all smart and proper. Detail is fantastic. That's 25 years old. Because we've only just started 26, so it's 25 years old roughly. That's not bad. It's really not bad. Go on, go back into focus. I won't wave me pencil in it, upsetting you. So these coins you get in your change, they're not that bad. If you wanted to keep them in a coin collection, a bit of a soft glisten over just to get any sort of verdigris of the coin out of the way, and you've probably got yourself a nice little coin. You'd be looking for edge knocks and whatnot. From what I can see, there's a couple of baby ones there. Here. Two little baby ones, I think that's it. But other than that, there's a few there. There's a few on the bottom there, you can see quite clearly. If this camera would see it there. It's bright. But there's a couple. That's better. That's a better way of doing it. Look, because if you've got a brilliant light on it, it really does sort of show it. But actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad a coin. So that's the 2p out of the way. Now we go to a 5p. Now my favourite thing with the 5p is to start to coin in its upright position, which is 5 pence upright and going left to right. I can't see anything looking through the camera, but you really want to be keeping an eye on the P and the V. That's where the coin gets metal blobs, and they look quite horrible. But I use those as errors. They're coin errors. You can see the two. These are what I used to call drumsticks, but they're not. They're strings, and they are the adjusters of a harp. That's a harp elbow. The good thing about the 5 pence, if you see anything shiny, that's something that should be drawing your attention, like the inside of the towel, the inside of the back leg, and these are all places where you'll see metal runs, blobs, blah blah blah. I can see from this one, usually what you get is the inside relief can actually be right up to the top of the rim, and that causes problems. But this one is quite good. It's one of the first ones I've seen. Well, it is the first one I've seen this year that's good. It's got the two strings. Normally, one or the other, or both even, the adjusters are wrong. They're not there. And as I would always say, it's always worth looking at proof sets on eBay or any other site that's got proof sets for sale, and then have a look and compare them. The 5p's got a reeded edge, and 9 times out of 10 is really, you can see it from the top or from the bottom, the reverse or the obverse. You can see it sometimes looking straight down on the coin, which this is doing, and it's not actually showing it, although you might see it better on the video. So that's to look out for. That's to look out for. The wording, and I believe the only other thing is again with the lion, where the relief of the leg and the body are to the edge. Sometimes you see horrendous. Some of it's wide, some of it's thin, the rim. Some of it's just darn disgraceful. So we'll change this over here now to the obverse. You can see now we've got, this is the problem you have with taking a picture to sell on eBay. This is the problem. You can see the pencil reflecting onto the coin. Nothing really wrong other than that this side's wider, to the wider rim to this side, which is thinner. Sometimes you will see what we call a washout, where when the coin is struck, the oil, there's like an oil over the coin so that it doesn't stick to the die. And sometimes when it's struck, what happens is that tries to go away, and the only way it can go away is via the rim, the edge of the coin. So it expels. But what it tends to do is it tends to go right the way around, and it's like, we call it a washout because it can blank, and it's usually around Elizabeth. It can blank that out to such a point that it's not there. It's so faint that you can hardly see it. But this is comical on eBay when you see them taking overhead pictures, and that's exactly what you can see. You can see there the 3 round lenses of the camera on their phones, and also that the red can bounce up to the camera, to the backing of the phone, and come back down onto the coin. It's quite. I never understood it at first because I used to get green, and my this has got like a bluey tint, and with the green it was a funny colour, and that's what it used to do. It used to bounce back onto the coin. I never understood it, but yeah, that's the way it goes. I will show you a magnified version with this when I've sorted it out. Here's a 10p, poor condition, 1992. I did a video last year about the 9s looking like 6s. I'm just going to try and see if I can get this in focus a bit better. Let's try and put it on my finger, lift it up to there, and then reduce it. No, it's not going to do it. So there you go. There's a 1992. So that's what? That's 33 years old. Incredible, isn't it? But look at the condition. It does show that age, and to think that that's been in circulation for that time. It doesn't mean to say it's been every year, because people have coin jars, so they're not in circulation all the time. But yeah, and like with the copper, with the pennies and the 2 pennies now, isn't it? The slot machines down on the seaside resorts, or up on the seaside resorts, have those sliding drawer things where you push all the pennies off, the 2 pennies off, and old pennies. You get some. There's a guy on YouTube who who said about that. You can get some good finds. Old pennies, if you can find the machines. But I think probably people have got wise to that now. But generally speaking, not too bad. Not my favourite coin, I'm afraid to say. The 20p piece. This is the reverse side. Actually, 2000. This is something you must keep in mind when I do pound coins, because that is used on the reverse side of the new pound, not the new, not the Prince Charlie boy, what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hang on a minute, let me show you one. There. You see there? That's the rose. You got the rose, the leek, thistle, and shamrock. They're the four elements. the 20 pence piece is the only coin that actually shows you that larger than that. This is I've never actually studied this, and I should have done really. I usually go for these three. The leek, you can tell by the leaves, that one there and that one there. And if you look at some of my videos, you'll see I do repeat it on and on. But that is that, and there is that detail, but it's really hard to see on the pound coin. Actually, they should have been in my pocket. The crown, I've never seen anything wrong with it. The cross on the top of the crown, you might do. It might be sort of faded and worn, but and I've never seen anything wrong other than the 20. The W on the 20 doesn't normally sit in line. It usually sits above, slightly off. It's quite visual. You can see it. I'm just looking at that, and it does seem quite nice on there, but I think it is slightly off. See, it's trying to come round in a bend. The same as the pences here, but I've never seen anything wrong. The 20 is something to note because it's an absolutely brilliant feature. This bit is raised, and then that piece of the 2 and that piece of the 0 are indented. They're set in. It's a very good thing to do for the design. Very interesting. But I just don't like them. I just don't like the 20p piece. The other side, the obverse side, is where you do get this crudeness of the print of the coin. You can tell from this that it's not in very good condition. That's very dirty there. It's very dirty. I don't know whether that's shut on there. You can see it's very dirty. It's just not a nice coin. I don't know what that is there on her neck, the trunk of the neck there. I don't know whether that's it could be a score, but I can't see it. I can't see it through the magnifying glass, so it'll have to be on the magnifier video that I'll do in a minute. Now, with these, I should have said as well on the 10p, there's a reeded edge. On the 20p, is it a hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's seven-sided. The hexagon's only 5, isn't it? Under magnification, you can see that there's reeds. I call them ghost reeds. And through doing videos last year, I couldn't work out what it was. And then I worked it out that it was reeds. They were reeds, and hopefully we'll get to see some this year. The 50p is the same, so hopefully we'll see some this year. Now this camera cuts off about 35 minutes. You get a 35-minute runtime. So there may be part twos, which is why I don't think I will do the format as I'm doing it today. The normal date on a 50p is 1997. It's the most common date. There's Britannia with the trident, the lion, the shield, British flag. I've never seen them in really good condition, other than if they've been in a collection or a proof set or something. But there's a bone of contention with proof sets, where these coins have got very dodgy parts. It's ironic. So that's the reverse side of the 50p, and let's have a look what date that is. And this is, to prove me wrong, 2001. Yeah. But you can tell this is sort of not really good quality. So there's no point really going on about it. And again, these exhibit reeds. They should be flat. Nothing on them at all. They should be blank. But you will see when I do Magnified videos that you can see reeds. And last but not least, the most dreaded coin ever. Oh look. Oh, that is fascinating. Look at that. God. Now, if you look at my £2 technology coins from last year, you will see how I struggled. Oh, it's going now. It's gone. I wonder what caused that then. That was brilliant just a minute ago. Why is it gone? I was going to just say, that was lovely. And this really isn't a very good coin. Oh, there. So it must have been slightly lifted. I don't know why. Look at that. Oh, that is brilliant. that is. Oh, I wish I had this last year. I was telling a story about a girl in a shop, and I had a load of £2 because I was doing this with £2 coins, and bless her heart, it still makes me giggle now. She started looking at these £2 coins that I gave her, and I said, they're not fakes. But that's what she was looking for. She was looking for fake signs of a fake coin, because this was the most prolific coin for fakes, the technology coins. Oh yeah, I wish I had this now. That is fantastic, because this is not the best of condition coin. It really isn't. But look at that. And the hardest thing to see, there's 4 scrolls. Do you know what a film in a camera looks like? It's got two round reels where the film goes, from one side to the other, and it draws, the frame of the film into the camera. That's what these are. There's 4 of them. And I'm just trying to... There's one. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, this is what they call a security feature. Now, you can't see it on this one. I sort of can actually see it, but normally 9 times out of 10 it's really hard to see. They join these up, the 4, so that it makes 8 round. Oh, I wish I wouldn't describe it for you really. So that it looks like they're all joined up. Actually, inside there's a circle with another inner circle. That was the security feature. The £2, right. They're wheels and cogs. These are wheels and cogs. Generally speaking, this side of the coin is always perfect, really good. And in this side of the coin is where you get all odds and sods. You get blobs of metal everywhere. You get wrong strikes. There should be nipples on these cogs. Hang on. Yeah, cogs, and these are wheels. These are wheels. So it's like a timepiece of a watch, if you like. You know, you see these in watches. They spin round from side to side. But anyway, that's what it is. So there's 3 cogs there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cogs and wheels. So these are wheels, yeah. These are cogs. So there's 7 wheels. I don't even know what I've just said. Cogs and wheels. Yes, right. Yeah, cogs and wheels. This is also actual fact, the whole coin is all part of fakery. The beading comes into it. There you can see it, and there it disappears. That's where the inner coin hasn't sat properly. That's where the beading goes wrong. This, I don't know what these are. But I've got these, see here, these indentations, they're screws. And that's another way you can tell whether it's fake or not. So this really is a coin that's all about fakery. These are reversed. Actual fact, this is quite good, because I couldn't do this last year. Hang on a minute. These are what I call drumsticks. Now, I don't know what they really are, but they look like drumsticks to me. This is over. Hang on a minute. Yeah, because I can't see it. This is there, and that is there. As you can see, this is 2001, and as you can see, there's something very wrong there. Can't quite make out what that is, but these are crisscross. These are crisscross. I take it as part of fakery, but it's not recognised as part of fakery. We sometimes get planchets where this coin, the detail of this coin, rises onto the outer coin. I always used to think that was quite special, but it doesn't seem to be. People don't seem to worry about it. And if the coin dips, it's the other way round. So that's the reverse side, and now this is the obverse side, and now you can see the beading. And look at this one, as if by magic, this is rare. This is ultra rare to see the beading all on the silver insert coin. That is so rare. Usually there's things wrong with this coin in actual fact. I can see, I don't know what the heck that is. There. That's actually on the outer coin. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look at that on the magnifier. You can see there's edge knocks on the rim, quite common. Pretty faded effigy of the Queen. This is sort of part of what a washout looks like. You get this milky sort of ring, and that's what happens on any silver coins. And the other thing about the coin is you get an inscription around the edge. These are reeds. There's reeds here. It's not because it's not in focus. I will do that, like I say, on a close-up. You can see bad edge knocks here. Very bad. So that what it says is standing on. I've got it upside down. No, I haven't. That's standing on the shoulders of giants. And there's a cross there. You can't see it properly. Now this is all part of determining whether a coin is fake. The wording should be dead centre of the edge. Sometimes it goes off upwards, sometimes it goes off downwards. The printing on it can be, the stamping of it can be diabolical. The cross is one of the fundamental points because the cross is so hard to do. So you've got a short north, east and west, and the south leg is longer. But 9 times out of 10, well no, not 9 times, about 6 times out of 10, you'll see a bad one. But you're going to see a lot of knocks on these coins because it's the heavy coins. So they get banged around a bit. So you got one there, terrible knock there. So that's that. So what? Oh no! See, I'm going to try and do it. So hang on a minute.